All right. Welcome back, my fabulous followers. This may actually be the longest I have went without recording content since I started my channel in September 2020. For that, I apologize. It was with good reasoning. I had a very traumatic experience way too close to home. Um, pretty Yeah, it's not my story to tell. The particular family member is very guarded about their information. So I'm going to do the proper thing and not tell exactly what happened. However, those closest to me know, and they know how it literally almost rocked my world. I know, and I own the fact that I am an emotional creature. A lot of it is because of my undeniable passion, but I do get checked about being slightly over dramatic, especially when it comes to those people I really care about. Having generalized anxiety disorder, which is part of what we're going to present today in this series, it only magnifies the drama queen and the worst thinking scenarios. And it's funny because this person included thinks that it's okay to tell me less so that I don't worry. If you know anybody with anxiety, that is not the tea. We build the worst case scenario in our minds. So when you don't tell us information, we just add on the worst information. However, I am working on changing that. I am learning and teaching about that. And this series will be exactly around some of the tools and training that I have learned and applied successfully, except for this last event. I mean, it's literally the person who means the most in the world to me. So I'm unapologetic for the way I felt, what I went through, and the time I needed. People take more time after a failed relationship or stupid relationship drama, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's neither here nor there. It is literally 4 o'clock in a Sunday. I laid down at 11 o'clock a.m. after a good breakfast, thinking I was just going to rest my head for a minute, run an errand, and go and pick up my dinner. Well, like I said, it is 4 o'clock. I just woke up. I decided you better get in here and get this stuff recorded because you know you've been trying to share it with your fabulous followers for a while. So here we go. How to flip those anxious thoughts. This will be part one of a three-part series on the framework of your mind. As always, I appreciate all of you for rocking with me. I know that you've already liked this video. You're going to comment and subscribe, and you're going to watch us grow. Again, excuse me. If I remember, I'll edit these yawns out. But I'm so anxious to just get this content up on my platform for my faithful, fabulous followers. What does our mind think we want? And as I put that here, I went ahead with the picture that was kind of already pre populated with this template. I initially was about to change it, and then I took a little time to study the picture, and it would actually fit perfectly with the information to present here. Let's say you've been wanting to get away. Myself, my coworkers, so many people through this pandemic are looking for that excited retreat. Some went chasing the crowd, went chasing the party. Not my desire at all. But some of us just want a quiet, comfortable getaway. So when you look at this picture, you see some nice, I would call them cabana homes, cottages, water homes. I don't know if it's an Airbnb or just a little island altogether. However, they are homes that you can access from a bridge, as you see there, that sit on some water. Me being a non swimmer, I look at that water and I think, how deep is it? So, this is where we start to challenge that mental framework. For those of us who have associated bad experiences with the water, we're going to find this scene frightening. We're going to lead our mind to think we don't want to be here because we're going to say things like, oh my God, I hope I don't fall in. Oh my God, I'm so scared I'm going to drown. Oh my God, what if the bottom falls out? Oh my God, what if there's a storm and the house drops in the water? Oh my God, what if I go out to get the boat and I fall in the water? Oh my God, what if I'm laying in the hammock right there and I tip over into the water? So my mind is going to give me what I want. All I'm thinking about is falling in the water. So if I should happen to fall in the water, who's to blame? That's all I'm programming my mental framework with. I'm not talking about the beauty of the blue, clear water. I'm not talking about the serenity of that hammock. I'm not talking about the isolation and the possibility of true, I should have waited, of true pleasure and enjoyment out here in a beautiful scene away from the hustle and bustle of the world. That's what I want you to gather here and now. My mind, your mind, our minds is going to give us exactly what it thinks we want. And it focuses on that. I'm sorry, I just realized I wasn't even on the actual PowerPoint. So let's go. Okay. Words are so powerful. The same way I programmed my mind with that, I don't want to fall, I don't want to drown. What if I fall? What if I drown? What if this happens? Everything was fixated around a negative experience in a beautiful place. Because our minds are uh, so um, I'm losing the word I mean, but the mind is unable to differentiate the good or the bad. All it knows is I'm focused on the water, not falling in the water, being afraid of the water. So the mind is going to connect me to that water because it's what I'm focusing on. I'm not able to tell my mind that that's a negative thought. The mind just knows this is all she's thinking about. It's got to be what she wants, right? Every thought will first create a physical reaction, and that physical reaction creates what? Emotional response. All of these actions and reactions are based on the building of a framework. I talk about that more in video 2, which shows the grounding, the foundation, the beginning of how all this happens, which you can understand. Before we become adults, we are children and we are programmed. So, what I want to say right here is the emotional response you have can create a good feeling or a negative feeling. And if every emotional response from that thought and that physical experience is negative, my mind is going to continue to give me those negatives because that's what I focus on and that's what it thinks I want. Just like when I work with children, people with behaviors, they'd say antecedent, what happened? Behavior, how did the person express how they felt about that? And then the consequence. What was a result of those behaviors and that emotional trauma? Sometimes it could be um, self harming, sometimes it could be mass shootings, sometimes it could be physical, verbal, mental abuse. But something comes from that thought, from that physical response as a direct result of that emotion. So be mindful. Here I have familiar wins the race. Or does it? You are going to have naysayers that are going to tell you, stick to the tried and true. Don't go out of your circle. This is how it should be. What do you mean you're not going to allow things to upset you? Walk past those naysayers because they haven't got here yet. They haven't figured out that emotions shut down logic. Naysayers are people similar to me before the work I'm trying to do now who are not going to see any positives come from familiar negative thoughts. It's like you have to reverse that framework, but it's hard, especially as an adult. Words should be nourishment. Words should be nourishment. But critics do not give you positive words, positive feedbacks. Why? Critics are simply hurt individuals. And what we've all heard before, hurt people hurt people. It is true, it is true, it is true. And when we're going about our life, and we may stumble across that rejection or that no or that not now, it is not a moment to fall apart or give up. Rejection creates the strength for the next task. Had we not faced any rejection or opposition, how would we get better? So we have to consider those things, okay? Again, wrapping up part one, what I want to say here is when your words are not nourishment, when you have fallen into maybe the chemical imbalance, depression, anxiety, generalized anxiety, which teaches you to think negative and worry about everything, including the negative thinking and the worry. I have learned several breathing exercises. I have learned several mindfulness exercises, but this one I've learned is specifically known as a refocusing exercise. This allows you in the moment of your stinking thinking, shout out to Joyce Myers, to stop, reroute, and figure out what really is. So I invite you to join me here. I'm gonna make it real short and sweet, and then it's something that you can repeat daily, all day, just a couple seconds or several minutes, whatever works best for you. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to do, and there's times when people have to actually physically and come do this to me, so I won't even notice. Put them shoulders down. Relax. Shoulders down, okay? All the tension is here. I've gone back to daily muscle rub. Granted, I have a herniated disc. Going tomorrow for my first massage since COVID, I think. Oh, I can't wait. Before I used to go twice a month and it really helped. I would go twice a week if I could. Shoulders down. Deep breath in. Let it out. Deep breath in. On each exhale, think about the possibility of saying, I'm okay. It's okay. One more. Inhale. Exhale slowly. The next thing I want you to do is allow the saliva to build in your mouth. Dry mouth is associated with stress, fatigue. So when we allow the saliva to produce in our mouth, it signals to our mind that we're entering a moment of relaxation. The mouth is not dry because we are not stressed in this moment. We've lowered our shoulders. We've centered our breathing. And now we're feeling the presence of that saliva. The next few steps, you can do one or all of. You want to begin to massage your arms. So massage your arms. Rub yourself. Another thing you can do, I even used to do this to my son and other people, stroke your face. It reminds you that you're here. You're human. This is a moment. You exist. Another thing I do, stroke along the inside of your arm. Something I used to do way back when I worked in the nursing home. I used to have terminally ill patients. Actually got in trouble for spending too much time with them. But the sensory stimulation really brings about calm. You can include soothing music. You can include some eucalyptus, some lavender, peppermint, whatever works for you. But make sure that you make your refocus and your mental thought process as calmly and as regrounded as you can. Wouldn't we all love to be out on that water today and every day? And maybe if you're blessed, you've made arrangements. My coworkers are going to Jamaica next month. I'm so happy for them. I'll be in Cabos in December. I'm going to bring the new year in, sitting beside some water, just like what you see here in the video. It is an experience I've waited my whole life for. First, it was a financial problem. Then I didn't really have the relationship I felt like I could go and enjoy myself with. Then it was the financial problems again. And now here I am alone. I went to Vegas for my birthday alone, and I'm damn sure gonna take this trip alone if I have to. Because my plan, and the reason I went around the peak time, everybody been getting 75-cent flights. Y'all don't want to know what the flight looks like to get over here for them days, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm going to leave 2021 right at that water in Cabos. And when I leave there after the new year, I'm going to come back home refreshed and ready to tackle 2022 even harder. So that is part one, flipping your mind, flipping your mental processes. The next video will be about the origin of our framework and how that can make or break our lives. I hope that you've gathered some useful information from this. Please like, comment, subscribe. As you can see, I've included my email if you would like to privately ask for more information on this topic. Okay, again, I've had content and I've had presentations, and I really don't have a true mental of where to just like jump out there with it, but I'm definitely going to be trying to do that sooner than later because I know that people could benefit from my online coursework. I will probably do no more than an hour, 75 minutes per session, with that including an intro and a wrap up. So look out for that as usual. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Namaste.
I hate you in my mind. Please get out of my head. Curiosity been getting to me. I'm wondering if you've been thinking of me. August, September, October. Saw you new baby. I thought about catching a hobby. Thought about catching a body. Thought about losing my conscience. Thought about all of my options. This wasn't supposed to faze me. Mom.